So there's been a lot of tweets by Mark Poloncarz denying he was playing hockey on Sunday, early morning Sunday, December 27th at North Towns. And then he came out and he said, well, he was there alone for 15 minutes, which I find to be just crap, right? He lives in Buffalo, so what? He drove 25 minutes from Buffalo to North Towns, got dressed, even if he's not in full equipment, put his skates on, his helmet, got on the ice, shot around pucks for 15 minutes, got off the ice, undressed for about 20 minutes, 20 minutes, drove home 25 minutes. For 15 minutes of shooting puck by himself? That's BS. So he literally said he was on the ice alone. Oh, what this cheese dick did was he took a photo of himself as soon as he got there. So he had plausible deniability, and he could say, no, see, I was there alone. But if you look at the live barn video I'm about to play, you can see, yeah, he was there before. Now, I don't have the video of him taking a photo of himself just before, but the video starts where he's there with only a couple of the guys on the ice as the others slowly show up. So clearly he was one of the first there. The other guys start to show up, and he's shooting around the puck. Later in the video, goalies show up, and of course he takes the liberty to take some shots on the goalie. This is literally no different than playing an actual hockey game or scrimmage, right? Maybe not as intense, but still literally no different than shooting pucks in a game and going around guys in a game. Like nobody in bar league hockey or youth hockey below age 15 is checking each other. So here's the video. It starts out. There's Mark Poloncarz right there. How do I know that's him? Because he's the only one without equipment on. Just like in his photo he took early on and posted on Twitter. So early on, here he is again. Just skating around, taking some shots. No big deal. Okay. I mean, he's splitting hairs here. Literally, he's not alone on the ice. Clearly. Let's advance for a little further. Clearly not a very good skater, but whatever. Kudos to him for getting out and still being limber to exercise. And, a little further in the video, and we got a waiting bar. More guys showing up. Now Poloncarz here, skating around. No big deal. These are people he knows and he skates with. Let's advance a little bit more. Alright, standing and talking to some buddies. I believe he said that another video was like from November 15th where he was actually playing hockey, which is funny because they weren't allowing hockey anywhere in November for anybody else. No scrimmages, no games, limit of 25 people on the ice. So, I mean, already he's admitted to playing on the ice at a time when nobody else can. And that's a hypocrite if you ever ask me. Still got Poloncarz here skating around. Watch this. Yeah, I'm gonna go take a shot. Great. Hey, buddy. Fist bump? Oh, what? I mean, how desperate are you to get the approval of others that you need to get a fist bump from everybody on fucking ice? You'll see. There's more. But like these guys, they know him, but they got kids that play hockey. And, this cheese dick gets on the ice and skates around. I know they're looking at you like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you very much. You know what? Like, we're out here to play a game and have a scrimmage. And you're going to duck out like a dickhead, so you have plausible deniability. And, I'll be able to say I wasn't actually playing. Full well we're going to have a game. So none of these guys don't want to fist bump them. Maybe he knows a couple of them a little closer and they're okay with it. Maybe some of them are just bowing to the okay, hey, yeah, you're the county executive. Glad to see you. Really, not give a shit about this guy. Yeah, I'll absolutely take shots on the goal. This literally is no different than playing hockey, right? I mean, you're splitting hairs if you try to say it is. Hey, fist bump. Yeah, there's another one. How you doing? Yeah. You'll see, there's more. But, skating around, shooting the pucks. A game is literally like this. You touch a puck for 2 to 3 seconds on average. You take a shot. You're really not like on top of somebody else. You're next to people for fractions of a second. The same as you see what's going on here. So this is no different than an actual hockey game. I play in bar league hockey. We don't check each other. We go hard for the puck, but we're not running each other down. We're not spitting on each other. We're not wrestling. And they allowed soccer in the summer. My kids were up against each other, shoulder to shoulder, vying for the ball. Obviously way more contact than there is in hockey. Hockey was separated by helmets and protective gear and flying by each other, again, like I said, for fractions of a second. Alright, so more Mark shooting. We went past the part here where all the fist bumps happen. He's getting off here. Let's go back. Here he is. He knows he's going to leave. He knows he's going to play. Hey, yes. Yeah, oh, yeah, you want to fist bump me? Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll give you a fist bump. Get off. Not over. Hey, come fist bump me. I mean, desperate, man. Desperate for the approval of others. Like, they're all on his side. But he knows what the fuck they're doing. Look, he gets off. He knows. I mean, the guys don't gather at the middle here randomly. We talk ahead of time usually and say, hey, let's get a game going. I mean, they showed up for this anyways, but like, even if they didn't, and they're like, hey, we got a number of people, let's play, right? Long before they get to the center ice, they decide, and it's aware, everybody on the ice at that time is aware that they're going to play a game. That's why Poloncarz got off. Does he fucking call and report them and get the county to come out, the health department, to shut this place down and report all these people and fine them and close North Towns? No, the cheese dick gets off the ice and pretends like he doesn't know what's going on. Then goes home and uploads a photo of him in the beginning when there's like near nobody on there and says, I wasn't on the ice but 15 minutes by myself. Sure, dickhead. Yeah, you drove 25 minutes to get on the ice and shoot some pucks at an empty net by yourself. I mean, and then it comes out that none of the other people on the ice. And, that was video from November. Again, right? Nobody else is allowed to play scrimmages in November. But whatever. I mean, if you deny that this is hypocrisy and that kids are playing hockey, and you're saying kids are playing hockey, they're not playing hockey. Doing drills week after week, day after day, is monotonous, and not having scrimmages and games is not hockey. It's, they're allowed to have drills. It's the same thing as playing hockey, doing drills. There's no little difference. There's not going to be any evidence or science that can show that you have a higher transmission rate if you're playing a game versus being on the ice and doing drills. It's just horse crap. And Poloncarz knows that. And you need to keep the pressure on him to get this to change. It's not good mentally for anybody, in particular the kids. I mean, I don't care. I'm an adult. I don't care if I play, but, everybody that's got kids that have hockey or other sports, they need that interaction. COVID, sure, it's dangerous, in particular to people who are at risk or older age, but, say what you will about it, but, the flu is pretty darn bad too. I mean, they just had a 12-year-old in Hamburg in 2019 that died. Was 12 years old or something, and that was confirmed it was from the flu, not COVID. So, there's outliers with COVID where there are young people that are affected adversely by it, but almost none. And the flu can give you a bad case and knock you out and kill people as well. Maybe COVID's more catchy, but certainly you should not be isolating the healthy and stopping everything from happening. And Mark Poloncarz knows this. These people he plays with on a regular basis, he knows them. He's not going to blow them in because they'll never fucking talk to him again. And he'll be isolated. So that's why he leaves and he doesn't say anything. It's okay for him to do that, and for people who know Mark Poloncarz get away with things, but not anybody else. I mean, this should be bigger than what it is. The fact that the golf picture with him with no masks and hanging out with buddies, drinking beers and eating pizza at a golf course is just ridiculous. That didn't go big. It's crazy. Nobody wants to cover this, and it's being made out like the comptroller's just trolling him and giving him a hard time for no reason. Like, clearly there's a problem here, and I can't believe people can look at this and say, yeah, that's absolutely fine. That's behavior that's conducive to being a county executive. It's crap. And if you don't vote him out next time around, you're an idiot, and you're for asking for more of this. We got a vaccine coming. Great. It's shown to have some positive effects. It hasn't been tested. They usually test drugs and vaccines for 10 to 15 years, I think, before it's released widely to the public. I mean, that's because they want to make sure that there's no adverse effects long term. They follow people. Reproductive rates can be affected. You can have cancer that develops after many years of having something. And this isn't a typical vaccine either, where they strictly give you a live or dead virus. They've actually are using RNA technology to be protective against the virus, which, I mean, might be very effective and everything might come out fine, but I'm not going to be a lab rat and take it. Especially the number of people that are actually affected by this is very, very low. I do know a lot of people have had it, and many have recovered just fine. Some of them had a pretty bad bout, just like they would with a really bad case of the flu, and some of them have not even really noticed they had it. In particular, the young people, they had no symptoms. But okay, so you got a vaccine and it works, but it's going to mutate. Oh, there is a mutation already out. Now what are you going to do? You're going to shut everything down so you get a vaccination for the mutation? I mean, you better hope it works. They think it might work against it, but if it doesn't, then what? I mean, and then what about the next virus that comes, or the third mutation, or the fourth mutation? Where does it end? You're going to shut everything down every single time? You can't. And I could have told you that before when we first shut down everything in March. Saw this coming a mile away. Like, literally, what's the end game? You cannot set a precedent where you close everything down for, a virus going around. If it's Ebola and it's liquefying your organs and it's transmitted immediately between people and there's no way to isolate it, yeah, absolutely, there's a totally different case for that. But, and I'm not downplaying people being sick. Everybody's got grandparents and friends that are elderly and vulnerable. I've got a friend with diabetes, and I'm worried about them too. But never ever in history have you, for a thing with so few of the population that are going to be affected by it, have you shut everything down like this. Not having sports for kids, not having kids in actual school face-to-face with their teachers and their peers, not allowing businesses to operate as normal and actually earn a living for their family. That's their job. They don't get a paycheck from anywhere else. That's never happened before. And shutting everything down in hopes of controlling a virus is ridiculous. You're not going to control the virus. Viruses have been around for billions of years before we were on the planet Earth. They're not going anywhere. It's not going to be any different. And you can't do this every single time some new flu-like thing comes around. Anyways, I just have to rant about it, and I'm going to end this now. There's not enough video to cover everything I said, but take what you will from the video. I think it's ridiculous, and that's all I got to say.